Hello, welcome. Today we'll be continuing the Frostpunk longplay. Take a look. So last time we finished New Home, which is the main story, and we tried Last Autumn. But from what I've seen, Last Autumn is something totally different. I don't think I will be able to do very well at this scenario. It's so different to all the other modes that it's just a massive pain to do anything there. Yeah, hey Leffington. I'll probably be leaving this to the last. Or actually, why don't we do a poll? Just a quick one. I don't feel like deciding for myself, really. Take a look at all the different scenarios. Okay. So 3 minutes sounds like it should be enough. And let me know what kind of scenario would you like to see today. I really don't know which one to pick. Which one would be like the logical next choice. Have some votes for Arcs, Last Autumn, and On the Edge, so one of these will probably win it. Are the Arcs. Saving seeds. You have to protect a building, right? Not campaign mission for practice, if you're worried about skill. Yeah, the endless mode, right? I'm not too interested in that, I don't think. But it's very much expected that I'll die several times when loading up a totally new scenario. If only then because if you play on extreme, there is like no margin for error early game. So if you do something out of order, you just die. That's how it goes. Not much leeway in that regard. All of Winterhome might be a scenario where we start with a pre-built city, which would be horrible, I think. Yeah. We'll have some insane stuff. People really want me to suffer, so they vote for the Last Autumn. It's understandable. 3 votes for it. Looks like it will win it. It's like 30 seconds left. Fine. On the Edge. Army warehouse. I think this one had cool concept where you cannot produce food, right? You have to import it. Of course, Last Autumn wins. Let's do it. Yeah, I'm gonna suffer regardless, most likely. But Last Autumn definitely is a lot worse. done some of the other scenarios. At least there I can abuse the power of Nazism to not have to deal with hope and force my people to work even harder. Enjoy the greenery while you can. I guess it was the last DLC to be released, right? So even though there is no like particular order that you should play the missions in, I don't think. Only you should probably play the New Home first to familiarize yourself with the mechanics.
Weeks of uncertainty, of struggle, of hope.
On the edge was the last? Okay.
And finally,
this one is horrible for food production.
We have reached the shores. We had 3 deaths so far.
There will be many more.
Price for progress, as IEC called it. I can only hope I am going to avoid their fate. They've claimed there was nothing to fear, that this whole journey of ours was just a precaution. But now, it feels like the weather is changing. And the winter.
I already know that we are going to do such a poor job at managing this camp. People are gonna die from starvation and mishandling all the things. Last autumn, we crossed the rough northern seas to reach the Site 113, where we are to build the greatest marvel of technology, a generator. Your crew, lured by the promise of steady job and eager to leave the work riots and bread queues behind, are somewhat taken aback at the sight of the desolate landscape surrounding the site. They were told not to ask for details, and there's no turning back now. There's no consensus why this contract has such a high priority, considering the deteriorating situation of the Empire, but your superiors are clear. This is the most important job of your life. Yeah, I doubt that. I'll probably have to go with the gathering posts like I saw somebody do. Problem is, in this map, not everything is around like the generator is, so building a semblance of a settlement here will be very problematic. Because I saw people just like fiddle around with the roads to abuse the mechanics to make everything straight, but I cannot do it. First thing that we need to do is do a law. We should do a chapel, I think. Even though the bathhouse is actually like beneficial, I think the church is good to set up first. The chapel, rather. Okay, so we start with 10 wood, 50 raw food, not much else. So what we'll have to do is just queue up workers on these lumber piles and on these steel piles as well. You'll need some workshops for engineering very fast, but we also need some gathering posts. Let's take a look at resources tab. Yeah, so the cost is the same. For a gathering post you need 15 wood and 5 steel, but it's not gonna be quick. We need everything, yeah. Basically we need to employ all the people we have, right? So that's why. Our camp will be in this location, however we need to clear out the trees eventually, so getting a sawmill technology is very important on this mission. But what is even more important is actually getting some food. And getting food in this is just a massive pain, because you have to get a technology that allows you to build a gathering post. Then you need 15 workers to mount an expedition from it. Then they go around like scouts, and only then they will actually start giving you some food. So yeah, not gonna go well. No, not everything, because we still have the coal here, which I don't want to grab. And anyway, our last 15 people are actually engineers. So it wouldn't do much good to have them. I actually cannot even have them on hauling things. What do we want? Either a gathering post or a generator first. And I think that the gathering post might be better. From what I've seen. That. Sir, our employer, the Imperial Exploration Company, has prepared a site for us. Besides digging the enormous shaft for the underground parts for the generator, they left some construction materials behind to get us started. You should set up camp and clear the area around the shaft to make space for the construction facilities. Yeah. Workshop is so tempting. Maybe you should do that first. But it's very greedy. Where do we want it? Yeah, that's what I saw, like people manipulating everything with the roads. You were to place them like this. Then have the workshop, yeah. You can see that now you can manipulate it to be aligned with the warehouse. I guess it's kind of an exploit, but it's really a massive pain to deal with that. The engineers should do this. Advance the time. Okay, next up. Getting 2 of them would be great. However, the gathering post might be more necessary right now. Get that there. Let's take a look. First thing we need is forager's hut, but we don't have the wood for it, so we need to wait a little bit. Now we can afford it. It costs 35 wood to even build it. It's not gonna be good. And people will sleep on the ground, which will make them sick. And the medical post is 25 wood, I think. It's not gonna go well. The workday is almost up. Do we want cookhouse? We have 20 wood. I guess we could build it. Is there any point of having it here? I think we want it here actually. Build it. They will construct it throughout the night, and then next day we'll need a medical post. They'll be throwing stuff into the hole, right? As the first workday ends, people start gathering in small groups to chat or play cards. A couple of workers start throwing rocks down the huge central shaft, deep painted. And think we have to work down there, out of boredom or maybe to exercise their fears. More workers join in. Soon the rocks start running down the hole. This might be dangerous, but the camp offers very little entertainment. Let them be. There is no consequence to that, I don't think. What could go wrong, right? Let's disable the steel pile. Throw the workers on that. At least we'll get the promise, I think. We need to promise them that we will build housing. Should be good to complete for some extra motivation. New law. Look. Evening service. Okay. People will sleep on the ground. Will result in some consequences. Two days to provide shelter for everyone. That's 90 wood. I don't think I can get 90 wood to delegate towards tents, since we'll need 35 for gatherer, then we'll need 10 for researching sawmill, and then you'll need some more for the actual sawmill. Let's do some shelter instead. It's gonna be horrible. Mainly we need to make sure that we don't lose people unnecessarily. The medical post is probably next. So that's 25 wood that we need. Let's do it, and we will build it in here. I think this is actually, like, how long is this? I cannot measure it, so we would need to take a look at the workshop. There will be like a sliver of space left. Take a look at health. I think that's actually pretty much spot on. And how are we gonna do this? The roads are expensive. Build it. The rations are prepared, so let's not have any more people there. We will need... I'd actually love to get the extra workshop running before we do any housing. Take a look. Maybe we can stockpile some wood for the shelter. But we also need to get a road going in here, which is expensive. At least somebody will sleep in tent tonight. Yeah, let's employ people in the medical post. We also need to start thinking about the gatherer. It's just horrible. How much? 35 wood, right? Not gonna get that until the end of the shift, I don't think. Which means that we will probably need to do what? Build some more tents this night. Not sure. Let's give it a shot. Maybe we can do it. Yeah. Okay. At least that's good. We'll need the food very soon. Where do we want to build it? It doesn't necessarily have to be anywhere useful, but we need to keep in mind we will want sawmills and also a road. And the road will be expensive. So we kinda need to build it somewhere where we already have road access. But slapping it here is terrible, because this is all valuable for housing. We need it to be concentrated, to be covered by chapel and the other structures. So let's place it here. And one wood. That's not gonna be enough for the road. Not at all. So what we'll have to do is... fortunately these tents are already running. I just don't think that I can get it. And the workshops, of course, now cannot research anything because of the cost. So maybe you want to keep this for another day? Yeah, let's try and do that. Let's do this sawmill. And how much wood do we have left? 26. Let's take a look how much would a chapel cost. $30 wood, 10 steel. And that's not happening. So instead, we'll just have to make a few more tents. We also fulfill the promise. Eventually, right? No, we need 5 tents for it. 4. Okay. Medical post is probably not gonna be enough. Two more people ill, that's good. Let's add the capacity. Let's take a look how much time it takes them to heal. 11 hours. Okay. Reality check. As the camp wakes up under dark rain clouds, the mood among our people turns gloomy. Nobody told us we'll be sent to the end of nowhere, they grumble. There is nothing for us to do here but work. And they are going to stay a while in this remote, cold, miserable place. If you don't keep your motivation up, your efficiency will suffer. Yeah, we'll deal with it. Preferably with a chapel at some point, but I think next order of business is probably the hunters or gatherers post. How it needs to be. Hope that nobody dies. Okay, they are working. And they have eaten all the food. Yeah. Slop it down here. And a road. We have 20 idols, so they should do it. We have a new law. Take a look. So the service is full, yeah. Arty meal would be great, but we don't have enough food to justify that. I think we want radical treatment. The only thing that we can do right now, I cannot justify building a morgue. Just that, so... Or we can pick this and not have it be a thing. I don't think we want the gruel. Like, obviously it would conserve our food, but it has so many bad things. Just get that and not use it for now. Chapel, right? And we need extra tent before we fail the promise. Get a little road going. We'll need to form the expedition as well, which probably needs some wood. Yeah, and steel. Horrible. Let's send them on reindeer tracks. And also rotate them. The map, because we'll probably be looking at this direction the most. So they are going. We are building the tent. Next up we want a chapel, probably. Or maybe just all tents. I don't want any more sick people. Very important, we don't get any more sick people. Let's build it there. We need some more wood. We need to save up some wood for a sawmill or two. Getting multiple sawmills would be very, very good. About workday is over. And we need to make sure that we actually have the wood for a road as well. And keep a sawmill somewhere around here to make sure that we clear out all these trees. I have 9 wood left. It's not enough for anything. Unfortunate. We could actually shift this. I think we should. If we save up 10 wood, we could queue up a research instead. Should be beneficial, I think. Just start slowly whittling the forest down. Doesn't need to be covering all that much. Very efficient to reassemble it later. No, I don't actually think that we need all these things just yet. I mean, the docks would be great, but I don't think I can afford them right now. Could we do another sawmill that would be covered by a road somewhere? Probably not. Oh, whatever. Let's just research something. Let's just get the docks. And we should get the promise, right? Yeah, these need to be constructed. They will do it. We also need to build a chapel fairly soon. I think I have like 1 more day for it. We fulfilled the promise for the housing and we cured 3 of our sick. Hopefully no more than 3 will become sick again. These are still on their way. Take a look. Partial eaten reindeer carcass lies in the circle of trampled bloodstained earth. The tracks lead further. Move on. There is no food. Okay. This. Nesting place. Hunting grounds. Nesting place, I think. It might be horrible because I don't really know these events. So there might be nothing. Let's just shut off some workers from this wood pile. It only has 8 wood in it anyway. It's not a big deal. But let's make sure we allocate all of our spare labor, I think. We'll need another sawmill or several if we want to progress in any meaningful way. Just 1 sec. Good. But we need the chapel, which is 35, no 30 wood. It's quite a bit. We healed some of our people, but few of them are hungry. Take a look. Cocaine pills. Low risk of death by overdose. I don't want to risk death. What kind of law do we want? I guess we could grab the morgue and just build it eventually.
New company rules are in place.
Yeah.
Sun's up. Get to work, people.
Make them work. drop down another sawmill in here. I'll need quite a bit of wood to connect it to the rest of the city. Not a city, a camp. And we will need some extra wood for the chapel. Skeptic. You overhear two workers arguing about the reality of the global cooling. You don't really believe the end of the world rubbish. We are just here for the money. When we are done with this mad scheme, I can move my family out of St. Gillies. Well, then you are a fool, because you'll die when the frost comes. He turns to you, and the truth, sir. You can either decrease discontent or raise motivation. I think we want to raise the motivation. We don't have any discontent right now. The wood piles have been depleted, so now this gathering post is basically worthless. But let's wait until they do that. Build a chapel. Where do we want to build it? It's a shame it wouldn't cover many in there. So instead we'll have to build it somewhere where it's not amazing. Need to make sure that we have enough space for the tents. It's just not quite enough, so I'll have to keep it like this. And a road as well. We also need a road to connect this lumber mill, but this is very close one, so let's do that first. Are we deconstructing this? Let's do it. The gatherers will arrive at the location fairly soon. Drop down. Like, I guess I could get the morgue going, just to get it out of our hair. But we have some time on it, so I would much prefer more people not getting sick. Did I misjudge this? Looks like there will be like a bunch of wasted space in here. Well, not much we can do about that. Can we connect it with a road, at least? Yes. Let's do that. This sawmill needs people in it. Foragers have arrived. Let's take a look. This inaccessible rock is a nesting place for numerous birds. The ground around it is covered with fish remains. Did we get any food from it? There's nothing we can do here, okay. Like full of fish? I mean, that's our only hope, right? And we are getting starvation, or just hunger, but starvation is bound to follow soon. Just a horrible concept to get food in that way. Hey FGs, welcome. Let's get another sawmill. I don't like it. It's too different. It's just... I especially hate the food gathering thing. Yeah, I guess if you played a whole lot of regular Frostpunk, might be good. Yeah, it's just too different for me. Maybe I'll like it more, but right now it feels like, hey, you don't know any of these places and you cannot get any food at all for several days, so that's fun. And Extreme has no margin for error, so that's also fun. Chapel has been built. Oh, whatever. We'll get another technology very soon. Of course, workday has ended, so do we want to get this? Probably yes. And how are we doing on construction? This is gonna get road access. Never played it on Extreme, it's something else. Just there is no room for error. You do something wrong and you immediately die. Like, the things fall apart very quickly, even more quickly than a regular Frostpunk, I think. Especially since it takes you ages to be able to get any extra people in the city, so any deaths are putting you behind massively. So we don't want that. Yeah. Doing that. Gonna do this. It also costs food, so not good. Can we finally get some food going? In 8 hours, okay. I need the food or I'm dead. Just hope the next place actually has something, since it has been 3 places we scavenged. Company funerals. Preparing bodies for transport will cost steel instead of wood. Not good. What do we want? Just get cocaine pills. I'm sure nothing bad will happen. At least we have everybody in the tents now, so we shouldn't get any more sick. But the starving people will be a huge problem. Okay, they arrived. Like a steaming at the fish, dozens of birds, and them swooping and diving in the water. Great. There's plenty of fish in this lake. We could stay here for a few days and catch them. I see. So we can set up a camp. A great place to set up a fishing camp. The camp will deliver 80 raw food every 1 day. In total, 720 raw food over the next 9 days. And then we can... Oh, it's transport. I see, so our scouts can only do one thing. Well, not scouts, the foragers, right? It's horrible though. They cost 15 workers each. Yeah. Hopefully it will be enough. 16 hours before we get any food. Well, there will be deaths then, because people die from like 3 days without food. So, yeah.
Come on, get moving. Time to work.
20 wood. We need the morgue as well. Not only because it's a quest, but because we will actually physically need it very soon. Get it going, and let's take a look at the docks. Basic docks, 25 wood. Maybe we need yet another sawmill before we do that. Where do we want to build it? Probably here, just to clear some of the trees faster, right? It might destroy the tree? No, I don't think so. Indignant engineer. An engineer complains to There it seems I've been mistakenly lodged in a tent full of workers. Now you see, I don't have anything against workers, but they are quite loud and, well, they sort of smell. Could you make me make sure that I get moved to an engineer tent? Certainly. People are pissed because they don't get fed. Understandable. Hard work and no food. Certainly seems like a recipe for a disaster. But it's what the game makes us to do, so yeah. Not gonna change anytime soon. More gets me built and motivation rises. Good for you, lads. We have quite a bit of wood, but no way to reasonably use it, I don't think. Still getting the steel from the piles. What do we really want? I cannot even overwork this cookhouse, so if the food arrives after the work shift, which will happen, I just cannot do it. I cannot even cook the meals, so people will probably die from starvation. Okay, let's grab drawing boards. Get profiles manufacturing place. And assign some people on the cookhouse. Unfortunately, you'll have problems. What do we want? Public house, not really. Pile house. All of these seem like a huge investment. But you could do the pile house, I guess. It requires coal. It's horrible. And it's huge. That's just great. And the range isn't amazing. Okay. Cannot even figure out where to actually place it. Instead of this lumber mill, maybe, once it's done. Guess you'll have to fail this promise then. Don't want to build it. You don't even have coal. Content is huge because everybody is starving to death. Oh. That's how it's gonna be, so yeah. Need morning so that people can actually cook up some of the raw food. Maybe you can do it before anything really bad happens. I wouldn't count on it though. So we have the docks. Now we need workers to operate it, and we can request things. Produce some steel piles, and we will probably need a gathering post. Unfortunately, there is no reasonable place to fit it. Might have to move the medical post somewhere. I guess we could just have one right here. Destroy the tree, but that's okay. Telegraph station. Now that we have built the basic resource infrastructure, we can set about bringing more people and steam cores from England. To do this, we have to build the telegraph station. I see. Not yet, anyway. It's not gonna work like that. Need a bunch of research first. Is done? Yes. Do up some profiles. Yeah, there is a steel pile. For now we can just harvest it with some workers, but later it will actually require things. Let's dismantle this. Put the engineers in the second medical post. And the cookhouse is cooking up the rations, right? You can actually make the telegraph station immediately. Do we want to build it right now though? That is a question. Maybe we just want 2 docks at first. Oh, it might be necessary to do it. Don't have that many people right now. Where do we want to build it? Could have it somewhere over here, I guess. I don't really want to smash up some things for it. We also have it here. Wood is no longer that big of a deal. We also have some stock piled up in this. Not too bad. This content should fall slowly as we feed people. Good. Hope that they can feed everybody on the meals we have, or raw food we have, yeah. And I'll get some more soon. But it just seems like it's barely enough. Feed everyone. Unfortunately, the game wants me to build this, and even though I really don't want to, we might have to do it. To make sure that we can actually not take a massive hit on our motivation. This sawmill, we could move it perhaps. This one can be left instead. But this one is really good for clearing the immediate area around the housing. So I'm not sure yet which one do I want. Probably want the telegraph station first. They will build it during the night. We have a new law. Look. Comfortable quarters. We make our people happy, providing them with more space in their living quarters at the cost of reduced housing capacity. 8 people for a tent. Horrible. More crowded accommodations. I guess that won't be too bad. Yeah. But right now we don't want to take another hit. Since we don't have any deaths, could implement this or the radical treatment. Cannot justify that, I don't think. Do the radical treatment.
Hear me! New rules in effect.
Will be evening soon.
Shift's over. Stow your tools.
We built all the things. We can vacate this medical post as well. So how are we doing on this pile? Plenty of steel. The line is open. Good work on setting up the construction camp. Now we have a line of communication. Use it to request resources. We will provide what we can, but be aware that your camp is not the only project we supply. There are 2 other construction sites in your area. Together these 3 generators will secure shelter for inhabitants of Liverpool. Should the worst happen, their fate is in your hands. Do not let them down. They'll succeed. It doesn't need to be manned. Logistical limit. The limit rises over time. It reflects the current logistical means assigned to this generator construction site. And we can get some extra workers. Let's get 25 workers. They will arrive in a day. Yeah, we are already on that. And even queue up some more to get rid of the stockpiled wood. This generator construction overview. Set up the shaft structure. And there are stages of assembly, right? And optional upgrades. Fine. Once the time, there is food now, so they will cook it up in the morning. We will need to make sure that we assign people various things. These can only be manned by workers. Do we have any other places for engineers? I don't think so. We could actually use the gathering post in here, I think. Should get it. Will be more efficient than harvesting it by hand. Are they done? Yes. Grab that and would also make another workshop. Guess we could have it in here, but this might be a place for a supply post. Might be necessary a little later. We could have one in here. Research is almost done. Drawing boards are done. Protective structures. Ah, that is work safety, I see. More foragers. Forager cards. They move faster and that's great. Fishing harbor would be beneficial. That is also for our food, yeah. Let's do the cards first, I think. We probably will want a few more tents. Make sure that we can house everyone. A horrible spot for anything, really. Take a look at law. Warehouse. Overcrowding. Speed up recovery for extra overcrowding is very powerful. Let's get it.
Company rules are in place.
Can drop some workers in the sawmill. Logistical limit is rising slowly. We could get an extra engineer, but I don't think it's necessary right now. One wouldn't do much good anyway. We should get the second dock up and running during the evening, so let's do it. Get another gathering post in here. This will actually be a good one. I hope that they will drop the resources in the same spot. Is there, which means they will drop it here. Means that this one should get it. I don't think this tent is gonna get covered by that. It's unfortunate. You'll need extra road, so connect it up like that. We need the bathhouse as well. I really would benefit from just scrapping this sawmill. Do it. Distribute the workers around. Let's get engineers in there. Increase the profiles. We have too much wood in the stocks. Yeah, we are lacking steel now. This gathering post needs to work full time. 158 in it. Quite a bit. This post will need workers, but not currently. There is no steel just yet. They will do all the things for us now. Get rid of the sawmill. Take a look at the people. Help. Now we have more people. We need extra steel, right? Yeah, that's the issue. Let's drop some extra workers on this. Let's get... wait. We'll need to start this dock as well. We have some hungry people. I think they arrived hungry actually. That's fine. Let's drop them in here and we can request something. Do we want more coal? I don't think so. We should just grab this. On the other hand, we could get a single gathering post in here. Start collecting some coal because we'll need it for the pile house. The wall. Take a look. Okay, I guess we can get the warehouse, but we'll have to build it as well. Sign that.
Listen, everybody. New regulations.
Okay. I guess we could take a look at our logistics 20. Could get extra 8 workers. I guess we'll want to wait until we have like 10. Unless this is not rising anything above this bar, which is possible. No, this is showing how much I've queued up, right?
Shake a leg. The shift's on.
Now we can take 10 of them. Yeah, let's take a look at steel. Yeah, the steel is arriving here, which means we need some extra workers. Take a look. Let's just go directly for fishing harbor, I guess. Reloading station allows to build a reloading station because there's resources piling up by the docks. Actually good, but it costs a steam core to do it. We will definitely be doing that at some point. Let's just grab the sawmill upgrade for now. This pile is obnoxious, I need to get rid of it. I don't have the labor right now. Do we have any like useless? Right. It will be more efficient to spread them around like that. This post will need some workers. Can go with some extra profiles. Make sure we don't have too much wood. And extra sawmills we want. Take a look. We don't currently harvest any wood on this side, so let's grab one there. We can make a road like this. We need to build the bathhouse soon. Troubled father. There are supply ships occasionally carry sacks of post destined to the crew. For security reasons, every inbound and outbound mail is opened and read, but we may sometimes require instructions from you regarding our censorship policy. In this case, a worker received a letter from his wife informing him that one of his daughters is gravely ill. Dire news such as this may impact the morale of the crew. Should we redact the part of the sick daughter? We can thank some discontent. Currently we are not doing anything to earn it, so it's fine. We can disable the cookhouse for a little bit. Should slap some of the workers somewhere. Let's get them working on the coal, I guess. Take a look at our health. And let's take a look at the bathhouse. I think we can get it in here. It's not amazing coverage, but it's better than the other thing. Than placing it on the end and covering like 3 houses. It would be terrible.
The shift's over. Time to grab a bite.
Okay. Logistics limit is low. So no more workers just yet, but you'll get 10 of them fairly soon. Oh, you'll also get a single engineer. I forgot to unqueue him. Okay. I'm sure we can find a work for him. Motivation has risen. So it consumes coal. 72 coal per day. I don't actually want to keep it running right now. Too much of a strain. We also need to disassemble this pile, which means that we will only keep like 5 people on this. Slowly gather up some coal, but then we will slap down some extra people on this. We also need the cookhouse to be operational again. But it can wait until we get these people in here. Motivation has risen again. Pretty good. Not sure about the housing amount. Might be a little low. Got more people. Normal upgrade. Let's get a reloading station. I want to get the one engineer to work the cookhouse, I think. And the extra workers can... Some of them can go into the sawmill. Some of them can go into this pile, I think. Take a look at our logistics. Could get 9 workers, that's not enough, I don't think. I could also move the cookhouse eventually, somewhere else. Take a look at a sawmill in here. It's not good. We want to place it even further. Don't want to destroy all the trees, because requesting timber from London on top of steel and everything else would be horrible. This should slowly work on the profiles. They already made 2 of them. Too bad. You can actually see the advanced stuff up here. Plenty of steel. Need to collect it. Safety concerns. A few of our people fell ill from breathing strange fumes wafting from the shaft. Could have been worse. One of them passed out and fell from the scaffold. Can't ignore health hazards any longer. From now on, the safety level of every workplace at the construction site will be monitored. If it's low, people working there will get sick. If it's very low, they might get injured or die. I will improve safety. So, safety procedures. And sorry. Oh, this is labor laws, right? So now we have labor and administration. Okay. It also improves safety by the technology of scaffolding or something. But right now we will need to get this probably. We have the sick, which means we need to disable this. Activate the medical post. Or grab safety procedures.
New rules are in place.
Harmful. Catch that. We will probably need extra workers and at least 1 more tent. Let's take a look at the overlay. Yeah, just 4 slots, it's not a lot. We have to get the overcrowding, which I cannot do yet. So instead we'll get another tent in here. This one should get covered by the bathhouse as well. or sauna, or how's it called? Bathhouse, okay. Could get some extra engineers soon as well. Make sure we add some more profiles. Take a look at how huge these piles are, very huge. Okay. So eventually we will want to activate the sauna, but for now let's just remove the sawmill and we will reassign the workers from it to this one. At least this is clear now, so we can get some stuff there. Railroading station researched. Take a look, it takes steam cores, right? But it's very good. Get it for not having to do the supply posts, I think. Take a look at improving the loading station. Let's take a look at supply. Yeah, it's low. Not like we can order anything right now. Law. After hours equipment maintenance, discontent will rise permanently, but accidents will not happen as much. Good. I think we can take the hit on discontent actually.
Attention, regulations change.
Add some more profiles. Even more. We have too much wood, but we need to keep clearing this. Like a permanent stockpile of wood for us to do profiles. Full, right? You'll need to... Oh, we have storage limit for inoperative. Oh yeah. Let's get rid of the gathering posts. They cannot access the resources right now. They should build the things. Transport has arrived with some extra workers. They will build these. Add workers to them. And we have some extra. Unfortunately, we don't have an engine. We could actually replace this engineer with like 2 workers. Plug down this engineer into the workshop. And we have 10 workers left. Means that we can activate something, right? And slap a few of them in this sawmill. And 5 of them, keep them for construction, probably. We might need an extra tent. These would get the access. Let's catch them. Right? Let's check the logistics. 20 means 10 workers. I would probably need some extra engineers at this point, so let's just wait a little longer. Wood is kind of full. Make sure we deplete that a little bit. Might need an extra worker on the food, but 2 of them should actually do reasonably well. 1 engineer was doing good. Let's disable the cocaine for a little bit. I'm sure nothing bad will happen. What was that? Oh, new law. Take a look. Let's do crowded quarters.
Hear me. New rules in effect.
Withdrawal pains. There are people are a mess since you cut their drugs. Some are apathetic, others jump in irritable, a few behave erratically. Sudden bouts of sobbing and screaming. It seems that they became addicted to their pop pills. Pep pills. Motivation will fall without drugs. Okay. Never should have implemented the law.
Get up, people. There's work.
It's been like 3 days. We started giving them cocaine. But the in-game days actually do not reflect like the real time of the scope of the game, so just something to keep in mind. Not like it doesn't make sense to build things in a single day like that. Faster gathering from the reloaders. Resource depot. Fishing harbor. Do we want a fishing harbor instead of more gatherers? Yeah, probably we do. Take a look at logistics. Could get 4 engineers, 7 workers. Roman, this morning the camp is strangely quiet. People pass the bad news in hushed voices. And all is perched atop of the scaffolding, despite it being broad daylight. They were superstitious even in the best of times, but here in this remote hard place, they see it as a worst omen, whereas the herd of black cats. Workers refuse to even look at the bloody bird, never mind shoo it away. Content rises. Timber is full. Add some extra profiles. Steel pile depleted, that's good. So how are the reloading centers doing? I guess better than the gathering posts. We'll build a sawmill pretty soon. Suspicious minds. There we noticed that one of engineers is sending very long letters to Aunt Bertha almost every day. They regard family and religious matters and seem innocuous, but the German-sounding name of this aunt raised our suspicion. We found out that by rearranging certain letters, we can form sentences such as shaft rotor or iron coupler. We also find blue rhino and keppelgram. So this might be code. What should we do about the engineer? Is he really feeding information to someone? Probably, right? We cannot allow anything to happen, so let's not allow it. Let's grab extra workers in the profile manufacturing. Make a few more. We actually have 3 out of 8. Not enough. This needs to be removed. Let's do it. Drop some extra workers in there.
Folks, enough work for today.
Get the employees fairly soon, I hope. grab a law. I don't want a care house, but a public house might be good for less discontent.
New regulations.
Where can we fit one? The Chungus. But they also visit it quite often. Means that you don't want it to be super far away from all your things. I think here is reasonable enough. I need some workers, so let's unassign 5 of them from here. Drop them in the public house. We could prepare for an emergency by having additional medical post. I think it might be necessary to just make sure that we can have some headway in terms of how many people we can treat at the same time. They are still making the profiles. At least it's going better right now. Fishing harbor, let's take a look. We can build it in here and in here. Okay. So let's build this one. Do we want to make a road? Probably, right? And get some extra people. Medical post upgrade, it's not necessary right now. Do protective structures. Resources, sawmill. Let's grab one in here. Would also be good to make some stockpiles actually. I'll slap some engineers on this. We can slap some extra workers in the cookhouse. I don't think we want to give them drugs again. Or maybe we do, since we had them off of them for quite a bit, so it wouldn't be too bad health-wise. Knuckle bouts. Evening bouts, yeah, why not?
Company rules are in place.
This sawmill is ready, but we need workers. We don't have currently. Take a look at logistics. We get 12 more. Probably not worth it just yet. This sawmill is actually empty, so let's assemble it. Drop the workers to this after they make it. These docks are done. We could actually make some reasonable food from there. Let's disable this sawmill for a little bit. Drop the workers in here. Need to get going with the construction. One more profile and it should be done. Let's order some extra workers. They have finished off the food from the fish lake. Take them and send them to hunting grounds. We have the protective structures. Let's grab. Do we really need machine shop right now? Steam exchangers. It would need a steam core though. Let's grab something else first. I think we want this so that we can access the warehouse upgrade. We have the materials. So we should build shaft structure. 50 workers. And it's deadly. Safety regulations. Explore the hunting grounds. Watering place. Gentle banks of the swiftly flowing stream form a convenient watering place. Set up camp here for some time to hunt animals. Coming to water, yeah, let's do it. I'll be sending us food again. And what else did you want to do? You'll need huge amount of workers to start going with the construction. This sawmill is actually in a not useful at all. You probably need to keep cutting though. We'll just have sawmill in there, would be covering most of the stuff. And in the meantime we can drop some workers in this. One actually doesn't have people in it. Okay, we also want some engineers, I think. Can't get much out of the logistics just yet. Could switch this to coal a little bit. Do you want to stop unloading for a little bit? I guess we just want to keep them going with the steel, actually. And get the coal from the back area. Need 5 more workers. Get it going. We deal with the chat again. Okay. Some are sick, but managed to take care of them. We should probably disable the cocaine for a little bit. Don't want prolonged use, really. More workers have arrived. We will want to slap them in these sawmills, just to make sure we clear everything up. Harbingers of doom. People across the whole camp leap to their feet, awakened by the sound of angry screeches. Dozens of huge birds are circling over the construction site. The owls are back. Terrified workers. It's a sign. The heavens warn us. Be here, we are doomed. After a while, the birds disappear above the bay, leaving our people severely shaken. Each morning, we'll lose motivation. We'll be okay. Let's look at the law. Prostitutes. Yeah.
Attention, regulations change.
But we need to make sure that we can actually support that, so probably decrease workers in this sawmill. Let me take a look at something real quickly. Okay.
Rise and shine. We've got work to do.
Let them work. Need to add some extra profiles. Take a look at logistics network. Just one more occurrence. We also need a steam core pretty soon, I'm sure. Faster gathering is researched. Let's grab the resource depot. Upgrade. Could get this for 24 hours. Better safety, but I'm not really that worried about that. Not a priority. A taste of home. So, although many people back home are facing starvation, a well-off relative of one of our engineers sent him a large parcel full of treat. We hold on to the food. It may stir trouble or, God forbid, fuel a parallel economy. We'll get 50 food rations and we'll raise discontent. Or we'll give him his parcel. How are we doing on food rations? Pretty well. I'll just give him the things. Don't care. We actually have full steel right now. Fortunately, I don't have a good way to spend it just yet. But we could possibly try and slap down an extra workshop. Yeah, full stockpile. Unfortunate. Progress is at 0%. Do we need all 50 workers to start doing it? Probably right. So we really need all people in it because it's at 0%, so I don't think it actually works unless I get all the people in it, which will take some time, and logistics 5 and 5 is actually not bad. This workshop will need engineers. After they arrive, we will slap them in there. Advance the time. Motivation has fallen.
Good morning, people. Time to get busy.
Okay, stockpile. Get another research going. We should do drafting machines. Do resource depot. Gonna have one in here and another one in here. Probably need a few more actually. We don't have trouble with resources right now, so we might as well just stockpile them if we ever have shortages. Materials. How's this road looking like? Yeah, it should be connected very soon. Fortunately, we don't have any free labor, so they will do it in the evening instead.
Shift's over. Stow your tools.
Now they will do it. Let's take a look at law. We go into labor. And the shift. I don't think it's necessary. Dispensary. Treats gravely ill with potent chemical medicine. You don't have any gravely ill people. Short shifts. Raises work safety by 1. Sign it.
New rules are in.
Yeah, we are having problems. We need to do this. We are already 3 days behind the schedule. Just need to shut off my freaking sawmills, which are accomplishing nothing. It's good to clear things, but also we need to get on with the actual things that we are sent here to do. How many do I have? I need 10 more. Flush off few people off of the docks. Slap everybody in here and gonna do it. Do we want to use the safety? Probably not. Not that bad. Extra workers, extra engineers. Throw the engineers into the research center. Throw the workers in here. Someone injured himself. Okay. I don't know, no tutorial. Advance the time. Take a look. Drafting machines are done. So upgraded docks, unload resources from ships faster, farming 2 piles, gathering large resource depot, steam sawmill, charcoal kiln, fisher mesh for more food. Foundry is to get metal. Necessary to build a generator. Yeah, we need the machine shop actually, I think. This would get them going faster, which means we could use them for safety reasons more. Let's do it. It's gonna save up some wood in the long run. They will do this, right? Yeah, they're building it. Work standardization. Let's sign it.
Listen, everybody. New regulations.
Last warning, you missed your milestones due to the difficulty of your task. The authorities agreed to give you one last chance. You'll have to meet all future milestones, no exceptions. Any delay, even the slightest, will result in a termination. So even the deadlines are tighter. Makes sense. 1 day, 2 hours until it's done. Toxic gases. So we have a situation. We detected dangerous concentrations of toxic gases across the whole construction site. Bringing them will make people sick, but will keep them working. We have no choice. Gases are emitting from the depths of the source, and their toxicity level changes constantly. You'll monitor it and warn you if any changes in 24 hours advance. Okay. Let's start using the bathhouse. Take a look at the logistics. Grab the workers. Next up, we'll need some steam cars, probably.
Enough work for today.
It's dangerous. Need to use the safety profiles. Low motivation. There are people to do their job properly. Lack the motivation to do their job properly. The efficiency in all workplaces suffers. Yeah, not good. Morning sermon could help out a little bit. Can we do something good? I don't think so. care house. Yeah, we could do that. Get the wood soon. Let's get a research going for a machine shop, ventilation plant. Coal per hour. It consumes quite a bit. No. And steam cores are rare. Won't be able to have many of them. Is directed towards that. Promise stressed. There are people complain that the short shift law you signed some time ago still has not been put into effect. I've heard enough promises in my life, motivation falls. Okay, great. Yeah, you can do it. I mean, it's not gonna do much good, but transport has arrived with even more workers. We have these. Why is it not connected to a road? Why? Let's get this for raw rations, food, fuel. Yeah, that and coal. Everything should get well. But we are massively behind on schedule, so not great. Our people are actually done with that, so we need to move on to small waterfall. Do we not have? Oh, we do have wood thing. You know, we need to use it again. It dropped out all the resources from the queued up profiles because we researched the improvement on them. Do it. We are having some injured people. Not good. Let's go back. Prosthetics shipments. Medical repatriation.
Rules and regulations have changed.
Let's disable this workshop and slap down some extra engineers in this medical post. Might even need to build another one, and we need a care house as well, since it's our promise. Build it here, and we will get extra medical post here. Where? Can have it there. We'll have only workers. Okay. Need to disable this workshop as well. There is nothing. Let's move on to rapids. Hope there is some food there. Assign a worker. There we'll get some more in the sawmill. Some more in this one. Research is done. Let's get this. We should get a ventilation thing. Also get extra gathering post. Extra workers in there. Need a motivation to rise, yeah. Build a care house at least. End of the world. An engineer received a letter from relatives in India. They explained that a sudden frost devastated their plantation and they are going back to England. As the colony is descending into chaos and the population is rising up against the British rule, surely we cannot let such information impact the morale of our people. Feels like this takes ages, even with 50 workers. On again, there is nothing. Mountain Lake, I guess that might be a place for some food. Motivation is very low currently. We should activate cocaine again. They love it. It will cause less harm in the long term. Many sick people. I guess it is from the toxic fumes and generally working around. Here. Explore it. Set up camp.
Shake a leg, the shift's on.
Let's take a look at logistics office. Let's call up some steam cores and a few engineers. Add steam exchangers. Machine shops produce 1 steam exchanger from 20 steel. Good. Also do this. And some workers in the building itself, so let's halve the profile production right now. Don't even think we need to halve it, just keep like 5 people in it. Okay, we have 22 left. We just need this done very soon. Ventilation plant researched. What's that? An explosion. Workers are trapped. And the rescue team, no rescue team available due to low safety level. Blow up the cave in. The trapped workers will live. Construction progress will get blocked back by 40%. I cannot lose 50 people, so yes, I guess. So we'll fail the deadline and yeah, just how it's gonna go. It's unfortunate. As I said, it's not expected that I will be able to finish off scenario. My first try on extreme.
Shift's over, stow your tools.
And people just wanted to see this of all things, even though I really hate this scenario. Great. Having so much fun. Fatal overdose. Yeah, somebody killed because of the freaking cocaine. I'll never use it again if I play this, because it's horrible. But right now, let's just keep doing it because whatever. Just let everything burn. Don't care about law. Law is not helping us at all here. Motivation just got crushed. And I didn't even have many like debuffs on it.
Regulations change.
What happened? Do I have a church coverage? Even though I have bathhouse coverage, even though I have a public house, it fights. Just no. This difficulty also affects things like that.
Time to work.
It's not gonna save us. Construction site strike. People are on strike. Negotiate, I guess. Extra rations. Use them with double rations. Now we have the options. First strike is over, but it won't be the last. We need them to address the labor issues. We need to address the labor issues if we are to finish the generator on schedule. We are not gonna be able to finish it on schedule at all. But I guess it's good to look up the event for next time. Workers who would like to be given a voice be involved in decisions, while engineers promise you results if they rely on their proven expertise. To empower the workers and establish labor union on strengthen the engineers' role and the factory inspectorate. Of course, we'll do that. I guess we can build it, but as I said, this is a loss certainly. So they're just delaying the inevitable. Not gonna be able to finish this on time. They've kept microing the freaking thing. Supercharge researched. The advanced work on the generator part by 10%. Seems powerful. Motivation is just crushed. I guess it's a lot because of the cocaine. But maybe you need to deal with that with the actual inspectorate. You know, it will raise motivation. Don't have enough engineers to man it, so let's order some more. And they just take ages to build it. See what happens. The only option. Bonus, an engineer from the factory inspector comes to talk to you. I have great news, boss. Celebrate the opening of our inspectorate to new the company sent us shipment of fine tobacco. Rare delight in these times, and it'd be nice to share it with workers. Keep it for the engineers. Don't care. You're 7 days behind the schedule. Yeah. Not happening. Depleted sawmill. Let's remove it. 50 people are working in this. Okay, strike. Progress on a strike, better working conditions. Yeah, we'll do it. Do the profiles. "14 days. Hey, Super Cheese, welcome. Supervision. So the factory inspectors report that we need to introduce constant supervision in order to speed up work. The old methods are not good enough. We have seen enough cases of wastefulness and inefficiency to convince us all that all employees would benefit from direct supervision by engineers. If you put us in charge, motivation will rise and efficiency with it. It's horrible. And this scenario is horrible in general, so I hate to play it. I would compare it to like I hate it as much as playing Constructor. Just doesn't have all the Frostpunk feel at all, while retaining the annoying things, and even making the annoying things worse by having to gather food by frickin' skeleton parties. Always kept the docks at the top. I have no idea what you are talking about. I just had 2 spots for them, so I did that. Camera angle, like this. Yeah, I don't like this view. I think this is better. Might be just me, but yeah, let's just get ourselves fired because that's what's going to happen. Are we sending corpses? Another useless law. Got this, whatever. Can we just die? Can you just tell me that I fucked up? No. Whatever. Well, I'm not gonna play it on any lower difficulty, it's just... First attempts always feel like you are just pissing into a hurricane to stop it. It's just... If you don't know what to do, step by step, thing by thing, it's just impossible to do it, so it feels very bad. And I cannot just exit and load up a new scenario, so I'll just have to wait and wait what happens. I could probably speed up my demise if we just cut rations at, but I think they will fire me. Just hope that it happens quickly. Well, I'm not going to play the scenarios again. Like, if I know what's coming, then it's bad. And I guess it's a weird situation, but I'm not going to play the whole mission and then go back and play it again on extreme because it would feel the same. It would be boring, at least for me, and just making it harder is not enough to keep me interested. Yeah, there is a drop. But we are like 10 days behind schedule, so I'm 10 days in like please fire me mode. But yeah, doesn't surprise me that there is a temperature drop. This is no longer an attempt. I'm not doing effective things. I'm just waiting to get fired. That's all this is about. I'm not gonna do things. I also hate the events. I hate the generator events. Cave-ins, the freaking shit. Kills your 40% progress and your apes are not able to like work. Because why would they, right? Like it says 10 hours, but I doubt they will be able to do it in a single day. So yeah. Another strike or whatever. Who cares? took us 9 days longer to build this. Somebody died. Like surprisingly low amount of dead people, but who cares about that if the events are horrible? All it takes. Another useless law. Let's get something, whatever it is. Yeah. Slap down some hideous tents. Discontent. Yeah. So this is done. Now build the foundations. Means pressure valves, right? I guess, and then something else probably. At least it takes less workers than 50. 50 is horrible. Do we have a foundry? I think we do, right? No, it's a machine shop and we have a strike in it. I didn't even notice that. Fine. Can they finally fire me, please? So what is all the steps? At least I need to take a look at that somehow. Where is it? I think I saw it once. Is it this? Yeah, this. Milestones set up the shaft structure. Then build the foundations. We are 9 days behind the schedule. It would cost 10 profiles, 10 steam exchangers. The work hazard is just insane. Part of generator, it's 25 steel composites and 50 structural profiles, and assemble steam exchangers, steel composite, and optional things. I guess you want to do all the optional things as well if you are going for it. You need to be faster. The early game just took too long, I think, and focusing on the sawmill was bad. I just needed to get as much wood as needed and then shut off the production. Scram people in the generator. But as I said, I hate this scenario. I hate it. I hate it so much. Yeah, we are gonna have to play it again, but not today. I've been at work for some extra hours today, so I'm really not in a mood to just run this again. So I'll play this again at some other time. Unfortunately, this weekend I'm also not at home, so no streams there, unfortunately. We'll have some next week, probably Monday evening, and then each day if I manage to get some hours in the evenings. But this is a loss, so I'll consider it a loss. There's just no way. Yeah, no problem. Sorry if I was a little salty, but really not in a good mood today, so sorry for that. Let's raid someone. Looks like there are quite a few people out there. Looks like Dark Young is playing some Pikmin. Or we could raid Friendly Computer for some Stellaris. Let's do some Stellaris. I guess that's kinda chill to watch. So thanks for tuning in and cheers. Also let me know in Discord if you have any suggestions for the last autumn scenario for improving efficiency.
Distance surveyed.
Okay. Can you guys like stop all these? No. You'll research that. You are gonna go this way.
Situation log updated.
Okay, we got Feral Overload again, so we need to just do that. And by again, I mean I've had it before, but not in this game.
Special project complete.